of the air. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Good evening. Tonight, WBFR, Play Us We Have, and our sponsors, Northern Northwest Airlines and the Bates Motel, present a story of suspense and mystery entitled The 39 Steps. Each week at this hour, we invade your living room, providing your radio homes up, and bring you exciting stories of the strange and unusual, dark, compelling yarns held from the four corners of the world, bringing murder back into hell, where it belongs. Tonight, we present a tale immortalized on Celia by the master of suspense, Alfred Hitchcock, The 39 Steps. This evening's jolly little tale begins with a murder, and then things get really serious and the danger begins. Now, before you get the wrong idea, let me make one thing clear. I abhor violence. That is why, on this program, we'll use stabbing, shooting, and gouging when they are absolutely essential to the plot, or when no one stops. Our play begins with music hall, and the title is The 39 Steps. That's all I have to tell you. You'll have to figure the rest out for yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, with your kind attention and permission, I now have the honor of presenting you one of the most remarkable men in the world, Mr. Memory! Every day, he commits to memory 50 new facts. 50, ladies and gentlemen, facts from history, geography, newspapers, and scientific books. Millions and millions of them, and he remembers them all. Test him, ladies and gentlemen, test him. Ask him any question you like, and he will answer fully and freely. Mr. Memory. A question, please. A question from anyone in the audience. Ladies first.
Where's my old man Benson's last Saturday?
A serious question, please.
What won the Derby in 1921?
Mr. Dactyls humorous for Steve Doyle. One mile length at odds, 6 to 1, second and third. Greg and Aaron and Lemonora. Am I right, sir?
Right.
Thank you very much. Question, please. Do not hesitate. Another question, please.
How far is Winnipeg from Montreal?
Who was the last British heavyweight champion of the world?
Fitzsimmons, Peter Jim Corbett, heavyweight champion of America at Carson City, Nevada, in October 1897. He was then 34 years of age. Am I right, sir?
Right.
How far is Winnipeg from Montreal?
Where's my old man Benson's last Saturday?
He's better when you can't ask him silly questions.
How far is Winnipeg from Montreal?
Miss Winnie who, sir?
How far is Winnipeg from Montreal?
A gentleman from Canada. You're welcome, sir. Winnipeg, the third city of Canada and the capital of Manitoba. Distance from Montreal, 1,710 miles. Am I right?
Quite right. I repeat.
Oh, get off of me. Oh, excuse me. I don't need the term now. Please. Oh, you're not that close. Get out of here. Say something.
Let the lady through. Stand back, please. Hold on to my arm, miss. I'll get out of this. Get back. There. Clear the aisles. This way, miss. There you are, miss. Take a good deep breath.
Thank you.
You all right?
Yes, I think so. I had to get her out of that theater, that's all.
Lots of people have that idea.
It wasn't some panic that frightened me. It was something else.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
I'm in terrible trouble. Will you help me?
What kind of trouble?
I can't tell you here. Can we go look someplace and talk?
Well, my flat is nearby.
May I come home with you?
It's your funeral. Come on. There's a bus. Go with this.
Thank you.
Now, if I can find this light
Oh no, don't turn on the light switch. It will be safer.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Will you pull down the blinds, please?
Very well. It's just puts me doubly in the dark. My name's Richard Hannay. Any objections to telling me yours?
No, it's Smith. Annabella Smith.
Smith? Really?
Is there anything wrong with it?
No. It's just an unusual name.
Do you want to know more about me? What do you think I do for a living?
Actress?
Not the way you mean.
Chorus?
Well, certainly not. I'm a freelance.
Out for adventure, eh?
That's right. I'll go back to the telephone.
Why not?
Because I think it's for me. Please don't answer.
Say, what's all this about? You said you were in trouble.
Oh, you don't believe me, do you?
I believe you're slightly hysterical.
If I am, I have good reason. I was the one who fired so starch in the theater tonight.
You? Why?
To create a diversion. I had to get away from that theater quickly. There were two men in there who wanted to kill me.
Oh, you should be more careful in choosing your gentleman friends.
But you've got to believe me.
Why would anyone want to kill you?
You wouldn't understand.
Well, you're not making it easy for me. A beautiful, mysterious woman pursued by gunmen? It sounds like a spy story.
That's exactly what it is. Only I prefer the word agent.
Agent? For what country?
Any countries that pays me.
What is your country?
I have no country.
Born in a balloon. I suppose you've come here to dig up some big state secret?
No, I'm here to save a secret. A very important secret for this country. And not because I love England, but because it will pay me better. This very brilliant agent of a certain foreign power is on the point of obtaining a secret vital to your air defense. I tracked two of his men to the music hall. Fortunately, they recognized me, and that's why they're after me now.
You ever heard of a thing called persecution mania?
You don't believe me?
Frankly, I don't, Annabella.
Very well. If you will go and look out of that window, you will see two men sitting across the street. They have followed me here, and now you're in trouble as much as I am. Please look.
I'll play a game a bit further.
Oh, so let them see you. Well?
Jove, you're right. Two of them. They seem to be looking up here.
Come away from the window, please. You believe me now?
I suppose I must.
I want to tell you something which is not very healthy to know. But now they have followed me here, and you are in it as much as I am.
So it seems.
Have you ever heard of these 39 steps?
No. What's that? A pub?
Never mind. It's this much you must know. What you were laughing at is true. These men are ruthless, and I'm the only person who can stop them. If they are not stopped, it's only a matter of days, perhaps hours, before the secret is out of the country.
Why don't you phone the police?
Because they wouldn't believe me any more than you did. And if they did believe me, how long do you think it would to take them going? These men act quickly. You don't know how clever the chief is. Clever and merciless.
What's his name?
The chief goes by a dozen names who look like 100 people. There's just one thing he cannot disguise. The top part of the little finger on his right hand is missing. If you ever should meet a man with no top right there, well, be very careful, my friend.
Thanks. I'll make a note of it. Meanwhile, what are you going to do?
I'm frightened.
You needn't be. What you need is a good night's rest.
Oh, yes, I do.
You're welcome to my bed. I'll get a shakedown on the couch.
Are you sure you don't mind?
Sleeping on the couch? Why? I've done it dozens of times.
No. I mean being in danger.
I'm not quite convinced of that yet. Now, is there anything I can get you?
Yes. Have you a map of Scotland, please?
A map of Scotland. I have an atlas over here somewhere. Hopefully I can find... Oh yes, here it is. You're going deer stalking or just plain hiking?
There's a man in Scotland whom I must visit next if anything is going to be done.
I see. The 39 steps in Scotland, by any chance?
Perhaps I'll tell you tomorrow. Good night, Mr. Hannay.
Good night, Annabella. Pleasant dreams. Annabella, was that you? Annabella, open that door! Annabella, will you open that door or do we have to break it down? Annabella, where are you?
Oh,
What's the matter?
They came through the window. One of them has a knife.
Annabella, you're bleeding. I'll call the doctor. It's dead.
You've got to stop those men. In a few days, they'll have the secrets out of the country.
How will I stop them?
Kinrich, Professor, Scotland.
Who's there? Who's this professor?
so gets you. Like they did me.
Annabella!
Aberdeen Express, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Aberdeen, Kinrick, and Fort William, all aboard!
Ticket for Kinrick, please.
One, sir.
Yes, one. Hurry, please.
One ticket to Kindred, Scotland. Here you are, sir.
All aboard!
Excuse me. Is the seat taken?
Not by us tonight. Sit down, young fellow.
Thank you.
Happy buzz, magazines, chocolates, cigarettes.
I wonder when the 2 o'clock at Windsor.
I don't know. Let's get a paper.
Paper, please. The dispatch. Ah, Bachelor Bud. 7 to 4 odds.
Good. Not so good.
Hello, look at this. Woman murdered in West End flat.
These sex dramas don't appeal to me.
Portland Mountains, Portland Place.
Like the BBC. That's a nice, quiet place to put someone to sleep. What was she like? One of the usual little tipsy blonde?
A well-dressed woman of about 25 found with a knife in her bag. The tenant, Richard Hannay, is missing. The police are hot on the trail and watching with a careful eye. All points of departure from London.
So that was what they were doing, eh?
Who?
Scotland Yard, those boys. I've seen them get on this train, asking plenty of questions. They would too.
Look here. There's a picture of the Hannay chap.
Let's have a squint at him. Awful looking for ain't he?
Excuse me.
Say, young fellow, where are you going? Don't like the seat.
I do, thank you, but I just remembered something.
Maybe it's a hurry, wasn't it?
Excuse me, miss, but I have to do this.
Oh, nothing in here, Chief, except a man grabbing a bit.
Let's go down the end and we'll double back.
I'm not accustomed to strange men barging into my compartments, let alone kissing me.
I assure you, miss, I am no stranger than most. And kissing you is my way of hiding, not introducing myself. But I'm afraid they'll be back, and I might be compelled to do it again.
Oh, really? Well, I'm not interested. Now, will you please go?
I can't.
What? Why not?
It isn't safe.
Listen to me. Are you going, or shall I have to call the conductor?
Oh, no, don't do that. I just want your help. You see, my name is Richard Hannay.
Hanny? Why, you're the man the police are looking for.
Yes, but I'm innocent, I swear. Listen, you've got to help me. It's terribly important that I be free for the next few days. You will help me, won't you?
Yes, of course I will.
That's fine.
You say the police are on this train looking for you?
Yes, and that's why I forced my way in here.
And just how am I supposed to help you?
They're looking for a man traveling alone. If I stay here with you, they'll think we're together and just pass us by.
How clever you are.
You'll do it?
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, say, you're all right. What's your name?
I'm Pamela Stewart.
Pamela. It's rather pretty. It suits you.
Thank you.
There they are now. Remember, I'll sit here and pretend to read. You do the talking.
All right. Come in.
Excuse me. Have either of you men seen a man passing here in the last few minutes? Young fellow, smooth shaven.
Why, no. Wait, are you the police?
That's right, miss.
This is the man you want. He barged his way in here and told me his name is Richard Hannay.
Why?
Come here, you!
Let go of me!
I am Richard Hannay.
Well, speak up.
Yes, and thank you very much, Miss Stewart.
Well, you didn't expect me to harbor a murderer, did you?
I am not a murderer, and I hoped you might give me the chance to prove that.
We'll see about that. Come on, Hannay.
Certainly, gentlemen. I'll go with you willingly. In fact, I'll lead the way.
Grab him!
Open that door.
Oh, he's holding it from the other side.
Here, let me try.
Together now. 1, 2, 3.
Where is he?
Where did he go?
There he is, down the passageway.
Oh, come back here. Stop!
Can you call him?
He jumped off the train.
Well, he's probably lying dead in that ditch.
Now, the last I saw him, he was on his 2 feet and running like a rabbit.
We will return to his 39 cents after a word from our sponsor.
I travel from a long way to past this crowded open cockpits, filled with blue eyes. Now comfort makes its greatest advance in the history of flight. Imagine, in that plane so perfectly accurate that even the faintest trace of tobacco smoke is filtered from the atmosphere that you breathe. Greater stewardess, serving cocktails and champagne is aloft.
should fly, fly north by northwest. With first-class service high in the sky, fly north by northwest. Destinations galore, so much fun in store, from sea to shining sea. When it's time for up, up and away, fly north by northwest. When it's time for up, up and away, fly north by northwest.
That was beautifully put. And now, back to the 39 steps.
Annie escapes! Paper! Annie escapes! Paper! Extra special! Annie escapes from the police! Paper! Extra, extra! Paper!
2 days have passed, and Richard Hannah, wanted for a murder he did not commit, is still at large. Determined to discover the secret of the 39 steps, he has made his way to Scotland. The driver of the donkey cart is giving him a lift, and he's now on the last leg of the journey, the outskirts of the village of Ulvershalak.
Are you staying long in Ulvershalak, Bernard?
Well, it all depends. I'm looking for work. You suppose I can find something?
I have my doubts, Bernard. Ulvershalak is a mighty small village. What do you do?
I'm a chauffeur.
Well, I'm thinking you better try something else.
Oh, I see. But aren't there any newcomers who might need a chauffeur?
Now wait a minute. Come to think of it, I did hear something about a retired professor who lives on the big house at the edge of the moors.
Professor? Yes, that's it. I can try and tell you now.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to see the master, please.
What name shall I say, sir?
He wouldn't know my name. You might ask him if he knows a Miss Annabella Smith.
Yes, sir.
Is that someone for me, George?
Oh, yes, Professor.
How do you do?
How do you do? My name is Hammond. I've come from London, from Annabella Smith.
Oh. Well, do come in, please. You must be tired. You can talk in the library.
Yes, of course.
Go right in, please.
Thank you.
Sit down. Will you have a drink?
No, thank you.
Well, now, what did you want to see me about, Mr. Hannah?
Annie, you know me.
Yes. I suppose it's safe to call you by your right name now. But about our mutual friend, Annabella?
She's been murdered.
I know. Poor girl. The police are looking for you.
Yes, but I didn't do it.
Oh, of course you didn't. But why come all this way to Scotland to tell me?
I believe she could come to tell you some amnesty secret. She was killed by a foreign agent who was trying to steal it.
Did she tell you what this foreign agent looked like?
Only one thing. She told me the top of his little finger is missing.
On which hand, Mr. Hannah?
On the left, I believe.
Are you sure it wasn't on the right?
It might have been.
Like on my hand, Mr. Hannah?
It's you! You're the one she was
What she was trying to warn you against. That she... You misunderstood her. She meant you to kill me, not to bring me information.
What are we going to do about it?
That's just the point. What are we going to do? You see, I live here as a respectable citizen. You must realize that my whole existence would be jeopardized if it became known that I'm not what I seem. You understand my position?
Yes, quite.
Mr. Hannah, why have you come? Why have you forced me into this difficult position? I can't lock you up in a room or anything like that, because my wife and daughters need me. What makes it doubly important that I shouldn't let you go is that I'm just about to transfer some very vital information out of the country.
What?
Oh, yes. I've got it already. I'm afraid poor Annabella would have been too late in any case.
Well, that's that, I suppose.
If only it were that simple. But it seems to me we have some unfinished business to be done to.
And what's that?
I have a small revolver. Pretty little thing, isn't it? Suppose I left you alone with this. Tomorrow's newspapers could then announce that the Porcelain Place murderer has taken his own life.
Do you want me to kill myself? You're mad! I won't do it!
Then I'm afraid you've left me no alternative. You should have stayed in London, my brother. Oh, George. George.
Yes, Professor.
I want to help please. There's a little drop bus outside. We'll carry Annie to the lodge, and then if it's dark, we can drop them off on the road somewhere.
Where is he, sir?
Behind that table.
Here, sir?
Yes, pick him up and we'll take
I'm
him out.
sorry, sir, but there's no one here.
What?
You can see for yourself.
Why, I shot him. The body was lying there on the floor.
The body, sir, seems to have disappeared.
Get out of the road, please. What's he standing in front of my car? You might have been killed.
Sorry, lady, I just wanted a lift. Would you mind? Wow! Miss Stewart, how do you do?
You, what are you doing here?
Richard Hannay is my name. I believe we've met. On a train, wasn't it?
Yes, I think so.
If I remember correctly, you handed me over to the police, didn't you?
Oh, get away from me.
Don't worry, I won't hold it against you.
That's very kind of you.
What are you doing in Altona-Shilla?
I live here.
Oh, it's a charming place, isn't it? Do you know where the local police station is?
Of course I do.
Well, take me now, and hurry, please.
Well, I suppose you know what you're doing.
Yes, you see, I know who killed Annabella Smith.
Is that so?
The same man who shot me a few minutes ago.
Shot you? Where?
Right in the cigarette case. See? There's a hole in one side of it. Funny little thing, cigarette cases. If I hadn't been carrying it out in my breast pocket, the hole would have been in my chest. And to think of it, only last week I was trying to quit.
Just who was this arch villain?
A gentleman called the Professor.
Oh, you don't mean Professor Bartlett.
I didn't stop to inquire his last name.
Oh?
Come now, it isn't as funny as all that.
Do you mean you're going to the police with this story? That Professor Bartlett shot you? That he's the one who killed the woman you're accused of killing?
Of course. Why not?
And you expect them to believe it, I suppose?
You don't, evidently.
No, neither will they. Professor Bartlett, a murderer? Why, he's one of the best liked men in the village and a very good friend of the sheriff's. I'm sure the sheriff will be interested in your story.
Yes, I see your point. It hadn't occurred to me that... Stop! Stop the car, I'm getting out.
Oh, no, you're not. You said you wanted to go to the police. Well, that's just where you're going. And if you touch me or make a move to jump out, I'll turn this car into a ditch.
Well, aren't you just the sweetest little thing?
Now you sit tight, Mr. Hannay, and don't make any sudden gestures. We're going rather fast.
You haven't the nerve, of course.
Haven't I? Just try.
All right, I will.
Don't touch that brake!
Hang on! Where are you? You all right?
Quite all right, thank you.
You little fool! Why did you swerve? We might have been killed.
Hello there!
There's someone coming. Keep down.
Let go of me! Hello, over here, Richard Hannay!
Why you?
Grab that man! All right, Harry, got here. And don't try any funny business. Stand up.
Yes, of course.
Are you the police?
We've been looking for you. Put the handcuffs on him. One on him and the other on the guard.
Hey, what are you doing?
We're handcuffing you to your friends here.
Now see what you've done.
Listen, you can't do this. I don't even know this man.
Get in the car, the both of you.
Will you please move over?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I am. Ow, my wrist.
You asked me to move. And if I move with you, you move with me. It's a scientific fact. When two people move together, you can't go anywhere.
Officer, must I be chained to this man?
Aye, you must. And keep quiet about it.
Wait a moment. Where are you taking us? This isn't the way to the sheriff's office.
Just don't worry yourself about where we're going. It's the real head we're going to see. The chief.
Would you like to have a small bet with me, Pamela Stewart?
All right. I'll have it with you, Sherlock.
I'll let you 100 to 1. The man that they call the chief has the top joint of his finger missing. Am I right, gentlemen?
You shut your mouth and we'll shut it for you.
You see, Pamela, I win. They're taking us to your charming old friend, the professor.
What are we stopping for? A whole flock of sheep are crossing the road. Blow the horn. Maybe that'll scare them. Nothing gives. They won't move an inch. Oh, come on, we'll have to get out and shoot them off. On, get out of the road.
Chance. They will run for it when I run. Jump and run for your life.
But suppose they catch us?
Come on, jump!
Alright, look, they're getting away. There we go. Give it to them.
They're shooting at us!
Oh, run for it!
We should return to the thrilling final act
WBFR, New York City.
We now return to WBFR Playhouse of the Air presentation of The 39 Steps. I'm glad to see so many of you are still with us. Oh dear, I see we won't be ready for another 60 seconds. However, thanks to our sponsors' remarkable foresight, we have a message that's fit in here rather nicely.
Wouldn't you like to get away from it all? Forget your worries and relax for a while for a short rest. When you're on a long haul or a honeymoon after you just walk down the aisle. We've a spot for any weary traveler riding along life's highway. Spot our vacancy sign and you'll be sure there's no finer place you can stay. Bates Motel, 12 rooms, 12 share. You can wash your cares away. Bates Motel, open all hours. Every day's a holiday.
Looking for a vacation spot that's tailor-made for good times? Experienced travelers prefer the Bates Motel for its special personality, quiet dignity, and friendly charm. This new, completely modern motel offers accommodations with the latest improvements, including insulated walls, metal furniture, box springs, Venetian blinds, carpeted floors, free radios, and parking directly in front of the 12 guest rooms. Pleasantly air-conditioned in summer and snugly heated in winter, each room features a private tiled bath and an abundance of hot water. Nothing old-fashioned but the hospitality that even Mother would say is second to none. The Bates Motel is truly an experience you will treasure for the rest of your days. Just call for prompt teletype reservations.
Bates Motel, open all hours. Every day's a holiday.
We now return to the 39 Steps. When we last left Hannah and Pamela, they were running for their lives to the Highlands of Scotland. Well, they're still running. In fact, here they come now.
Please, don't run so fast. You're hurting my wrist. I can't go any farther. I've lost my shoe.
There are 20 million women in the island, and I'm chained to you. All right, then. Go ahead and sit down for a minute.
Have we lost those men?
It's as black as pitch on this wall. They'll never find us now.
You know, so very silly. You can't escape. What chance have you got handcuffed to me?
Keep that question for your husband if you get one.
Oh, why don't you give yourself up?
To who?
This to Scotland Yard?
Thank you, but it's a little impractical at the moment. I told you the truth in the train. I'm telling it to you now. There's a dangerous conspiracy against this country, and I'm the only man who can stop it. They were taking us to their boss. God help us if they ever catch us again.
I see you're still picking up. I see you're still sticking to your Penny Dreadful spy story.
Oof. All right, very well then. I'm Mr. Plain Common Murderer who stabbed an innocent, defenseless woman in Portland Place, London. I don't know how innocent you may be, but you're a woman, you're defenseless, and you're alone on a desolate moor in the dark, manacled to a murderer who'd stop at nothing to get off his hands. If that's the situation you prefer, have it, my lovely, and welcome.
Well, I'm not afraid of you.
Why not? For all you know, I may murder a woman in a week. So listen to a bit of advice. Do everything I tell you to do, and do it quick.
You big bully.
Just do it. I like your pluck, but keep a civil tongue in your head. Otherwise, I might feel my next killing was a bit overdue. All right? On your feet now.
Where are we going?
I see some lights over this way. We'll do a little investigating.
What kind of place do you think this is?
I don't know. It looks like an inn. Now remember, back me up on everything I say or do. Do you understand?
Yes.
Stay close to me and hold my hand. We'll hide the handcuffs. Good evening.
Oh, good evening. Welcome to Kinghead's Tavern. And what can I do for you and the lady?
Well, we had an accident with our car a few miles back.
Oh, that's too bad now. You want to stay the night, I suppose?
Yes, we do.
Well, it could be 2 separate rooms or one. 2 separate
One
rooms.
room, please. One.
Well, which?
One, thank you.
One. And what's the name?
Hawkinson. Hawkinson. Henry Hawkins and Mrs. Hawkinson.
Oh, well, come along, Mr. and Mrs. Hopkins. The room is at the top of the landing.
Nice place you have here.
Oh, thank you. Here's the room.
Thanks very much.
Well, good night to you. Oh, wait, please, you mustn't go. Oh, what's the matter? Is there anything wrong? Yes, you
Oh, of
see,
course there's nothing wrong. She just wants to tell you something, that's all.
Yes, you see,
You see, we're a runaway couple.
Are you now?
Yes. As a matter of fact, we've been running all night. If anyone inquires for us, you won't give us up, will you?
Oh, of course not. I was young myself once. Oh, good night.
Good night. I'm sorry, Pamela.
Of all the outrageous things, listen, you don't expect I'm going to spend the night in this room with you?
Personally, I don't see how you can help yourself.
I didn't ask to come with you.
Well, then I didn't invite you, but here we are.
Well, aren't you afraid the men will find us?
I'm not thinking of that as much as a way to get out of these handcuffs.
Oh, I have a nail file in my pocket. Maybe that'll help.
That would be dandy. If you file 24 hours a day, 10 years from now we might be free. Imagine typing you for 10 years. It's a horrible thought.
I've had enough of your insults. I'm going to tell the innkeeper the whole story.
You want me to hang for a murder I didn't commit?
As long as you hang, I don't care whether you committed it or not.
Oh, what a bloodthirsty creature you are!
Well, I'm not the least bit tired.
You don't mind if I stretch out in this chair, do you?
Not at all.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. But I don't see how you can sleep at a time like this.
Watch me.
Listen, do you hear that? There's a car out there. It just drove up.
It's your imagination.
It was not my imagination. I heard a car. Well, all right. You don't care.
I don't care. I just don't care.
It's early the following morning. Richard Hannay stirs restlessly in the armchair, rubbing his sleepy eyes. Suddenly, he jumps up from the chair, staring down at the handcuffs now dangling from his wrist. Pamela Stewart has freed herself and sits across the room.
Good morning, Mr. Hawkinson.
How did you get free?
Oh, very simple. I did a little work while you had your beauty sleep.
I suppose you filed the handcuffs?
No, I picked the lock. I was trying to do the same for you, but the file broke.
Say, what's wrong with you? Why are you being so nice? You don't feel ill or anything, do you?
No, why should I?
Well, why didn't you leave? You were very anxious to last night, if I remember correctly.
Well, something happened last night that convinced me that you were telling the truth. When I got free, I went downstairs. That car you said I imagined belonged to our pursuers. They were sitting downstairs when I got there.
Did they see you?
No, I went behind the counter. They asked the innkeeper about us.
What did she say?
She said she hadn't seen us. Then they ordered something to eat. And while they were eating, we talked about the 39 steps.
The 39 steps?
And don't ask me what it means, because I don't know. And they said the professor was clearing out of the country.
Then he's got the secrets. Did they say how soon he was leaving?
No, but they did say that he was going to London to pick up someone at the music hall.
39 steps? It's a musical. It doesn't make any sense. But which room are these men in?
Oh, they left about 4 or 5 hours ago?
What? You let them go after hearing what they said? 4 or 5 precious hours wasted. Oh, you button-headed little idiot.
Don't speak to me like that.
My dear girl, I'm accused of murder, and the only way I can clear myself is to expose those spies.
Then why don't you go to Scotland Yard?
What's the use? You said so yourself. They wouldn't believe me.
Well, then why don't I go to Scotland Yard?
Why not? They'd listen to you.
Of course they would.
Come on. We'll get the next train for London.
Yes, and prepare yourself for a shock. They checked every possible channel, but the air industry is positive
are no papers are missing that would be of any possible interest to spies.
That's incredible. Are you sure?
Well, that's exactly what they said.
I don't know what's the make of it.
I think you've been tricked.
Oh, it certainly is very bewildering.
I'm sorry, Richard. Really, I am. Look, I think you'd better go now.
Go where?
Any place, leave the country. I'll help you. Oh, I know it sounds funny, but I somehow couldn't bear the thought of them catching you again.
Why, Pamela.
I just changed my mind about you. That's all. I suppose you're as vain as a peacock, and I can't stand you for any length of time, but you're something else.
Well, you know, if I weren't in this jam.
What?
Nothing. What's that tune you're humming?
That silly one of yours must have picked it up.
Wait a minute! Pamela, you're brilliant!
Me? What did I do?
That tune! Now remember, I remember where I heard it before. And I know we have to go.
Where?
Follow me.
In your seat, sir. First two on the aisle.
Thank you. Sit down, Pamela.
This is silly. The show's almost over.
Be quiet. I'm just playing a hunch, that's all.
Ladies and gentlemen, with your kind permission and attention, I now have the honor to present to you one of the most remarkable men in the world. I present Mr. Memory!
Pamela, look in that box to the right of the stage. You see that tall man sitting in the front? That's the professor himself.
You can get out of it before they see you.
No, sit down. Listen.
Every day, he commits to memory 50 new facts. He remembers every one of them. Facts from history, from geography, from newspapers and scientific books.
Pamela.
Millions and
Got it.
millions of them. Down to the smallest detail. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, ask him anything.
Mr. Memory's head.
I still don't understand.
Don't you see that the details of the Air Ministry's secret were borrowed, memorized by this man, and then replaced before anyone can find out? That's why the professor's here, to take Mr. Memory out of the country after the show.
Pardon me, sir, but there's some gentlemen that want to see you.
Who? Me?
Are you Richard Delle?
Well,
Well, you're under arrest.
Oh, wait, officer, look. There's something here you ought to know.
Come along quietly. Put that man on the stage. Don't cause any trouble. We'll spoil people's entertainment.
Please do not hesitate.
Wait a minute. Mr. Memory! What are the 39 steps? Come on, answer up! What are the 39 steps?
The 39 Steps is an organization of spies collecting information on behalf of the foreign officer.
It's the man up there in the box who shot him! Stop that man!
Stop that man. Stop him.
Keep your seats, please. There's no need for alarm. No cause for alarm. Is there a doctor in the house? Is there a doctor?
I want to see Mr. Memory, please. Where's his dressing room?
Number 5. But you can't go in now.
I'm afraid we have to. Detective, have you a pencil and a piece of paper?
Yes.
I want you to write down everything you hear.
Now listen here. I don't know what this is.
Do as he tells you, please.
I'm going to prove to you that the man who shot Mr. Memory is the same who murdered the woman I'm accused of killing.
What was it?
We want to see Mr. Memory. Now, how is he, Doctor?
Very too bad. Did they get the man who shot him?
We got him all right. What's this all about?
Mr. Memory, can you hear me?
Yes.
What was the secret formula you were taking abroad? There's something I'd like to tell you, please.
Yes.
The secret formula, what was it?
Would it be all right, sir? Me telling you, sir. It was a big job to learn. It's the biggest job I've ever tackled. And I don't want to throw it all away.
It'll be quite all right.
Well, the first feature of the new engine is its greatly increased ratio of compression, represented by R minus over R to the power of gamma, where R represents the ratio of compression in gamma. Seen at end elevation, axis of the two lines of cylinders. This device renders the engine completely silent. Am I right, sir?
Quite right, old chap.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm glad it's off my mind at last.
All this way, please. We can pick up the police car on the corner.
Police car? Well, where are you taking us?
Scotland Yard, of course.
Scotland Yard?
But you can't do that. Look at what the man said. He didn't kill anybody. Easy now, easy. He'll be all right. All we want to do is put the story on the record.
Oh,
Oh, that's better. Or nothing to worry about at all. Look
We were together for one day. We fought 24 hours.
20. You were asleep 4 hours.
Could you imagine what it would be like? Fight for breakfast, fight for lunch, fight for dinner. One long, drawn-out battle for the next 30 or 40 years.
Oh, 40 years. Do you think we can keep it up that long? I mean, really?
Well, we can try.
You will be relieved to hear that Pamela and Hannah's story ended happily. They did not get married. And that concludes WBFR Playhouse of the Air's presentation of the 39 Steps, our offering for tonight. But I have not reached the end of my rope. Next week you will hear from me again without a shadow of a doubt. Put your suspicions to rest and join us each and every week for what I assure you will be something rich and strange that will leave you spellbound. Until next time, good evening.